All right. Hello from sunny Colorado. My name is Shauna. This is our Fit Essentials Basics class. I will be guiding you through the hour. We're going to go ahead and start seated. So go ahead and take a seat in a chair, on a stool, whatever is most comfortable for you. As you sit down, make sure you sit right up on your sit bones. So if you're already seated, you can kind of shift in your chair. You can even use your hand to kind of move the flesh of your backside to make sure that you're right up on those sit bones. That's going to hold your low back into a nice posture. From here, breathe in, go ahead and circle your arms around. You're going to bring your palms together, bring your forearms together, and now you're going to bow down into a little ball. Tuck that chin into the chest, draw that belly in as you breathe in. You're going to sit as tall as you can. Circle those arms back and around, drawing your elbows back, drawing those shoulders down out of the ears. Good, and then we're going to exhale, lifting up through your hips, pulling your chin in, bowing down once again. We're going to go about 4 times through this cycle. Breathing in, lifting up, waving those arms into a nice smooth circle, shoulders back and down. Very good. And then just find your rhythm for the last few cycles. Exhale, drawing down and in. We're all going to breathe at a little bit different period. Try to breathe in through the nose if your sinuses will allow. Good. Lift your chest to the sun. Lift your head and neck slightly. Second to last exhale, down and in. Really pull that chin in nice and smooth the chest. Stretch the back of the neck. Last time on this inhale, nice big open shoulders. Open the chest. Good. And final exhale on this pattern. Exhale down and in. See if you can get a little bit more air out of the lung than you normally would. Blow it out, blow it out. When you're ready to breathe in, just relax the hands into your lap. Sit up nice and tall. Excellent. We're getting ready for some agility work on our feet. So before we jump up, we're going to warm up our ankles. Go ahead and lift one foot up off the ground. Interlace the hands in front of the knee. And now we're going to roll that ankle around 3 to 5 times in one direction. And reverse about 5 times the other directions. I usually say 5 to 8 on the ankle rolls. I stuck with that 3 to 5. 5 to 8. Don't worry about counting. Just move. And then when you're ready, switch sides. Set that foot down. Lifting up, interlace the hands, and use this for an upper body exercise as well to draw those shoulders back, shoulders down out of the ears. There you go. Now we'll move that ankle. Feel some clicks and pops in there. And same thing other way. Fantastic. All right. Set that foot down. We're going to do our first exercise seated. If you happen to look at the website, it was one of the last exercises listed, but since we're here, we'll go ahead and start it seated. So it's called a Tib Raise. The muscles on the front of the shins, called your tibialis anterior. It helps with picking up the feet. So with the feet flat on the ground, you can kind of walk the feet in so that they're close to one another. Place the hands on the knees, and you're simply going to be lifting the foot and toes. Lift it up, set it down. Lift it up, set it down. Anywhere between 20 to 30 times, up and down. We'll spend about 45 seconds practicing, so you don't have to worry about counting. But again, just feeling the front side of the shin activate, keeping the heels on the ground and lifting both feet together and drawing the toes back towards me as I lift them up and down. We call these our Tib Raises. Very nice. About another 10 seconds. And then after this exercise, we'll make our way up to standing. A couple more. Last one, and rest. Good job. All right, going to make your way up to standing. If your balance is a little uncertain, then I do recommend being near a wall or having a chair nearby if you can do that. Clear my space here. So we're going to be going through a series of different exercises. We're going to be starting with our monster walks. So we just had a Halloween pass by us, but you just want to imagine if I were going to like try to play with my neighbor friends or grandkids. I'm going to come down into like a little quarter squat. You're going to have a wide base stance, so feet outside the hips. And now we're going to take a nice deliberate step, stepping from the heel, rolling towards that big toe. Just reach those arms out to the side. Smile, especially if you feel a little funny. So you'll step forward, just depending upon the area in your space. Now, depending upon your balance, You can either turn around and walk back to the start, or you can practice some backwards walking. You can stay down that monster walk if you'd like, or stand tall. We'll spend about another 30 seconds here, walking like a monster. Nice wide steps. As your feet step wide, think about pushing your knees out. I am doing the backwards monster walk here as well. And I go into the ball of the foot, into the heel for that. Good. Wide base stance, couple more steps, and come up and rest. Good job. Relax those arms down. Before we jump into our next exercise, we're going to go our hip circles. Loosen up through those hips. Switch directions when you're ready. Oh, who are you barking at, Moose? All right, after you've balanced out both sides, next we're going to practice our balance with our sway steps. So you'll walk the feet about hip width apart, draw your abdomen in, or reach those arms out to the side. And now, just as it sounds, you're going to sway your body to one side. You can either stay onto your foot, keeping it down, and just lift off the heel, or you can come up onto one foot. When you go to switch sides, relax those arms down, then lift up to the other side. Again, either swaying your weight from one foot to the other, or you can literally come up onto one leg. Down in between, relax the arms, lift up out of the hips. The Moose doesn't knock over my station. Down in between, lifting up. Good. Breathe in, breathe out, shoulders back and down. Wonderful. About another 20 seconds practicing this. Lift up high. Very nice. Looks great, crew. Down and up. Sway to the step. And as you sway to one side, you're looking to try to maintain that position. 1, 2, upwards of 3 seconds. And then last time, second side, up and rest. Very nice. Right. Next, we're going to imagine that we're going to practice walking on a balance beam. So we call it the walk the line. I'm going to stand nice and tall. Again, reach my arms out to the side. And then when you're ready, step the foot as much as you can in front of the other. Shoulders back, and you're walking the line. If your balance is strong, you could walk backward this way. Keep it forward. Rest on it. Draw the belly down and keep the shoulders back behind you. And then just imagine those layers lifting you up towards the head. Nice and controlled, one foot directly in front of the other.
Okay, Shauna, I've been losing audio and some visual. Now I lost everything.
All right, we're back, and now ours. Do it again. Once you finish that walk the line, we're going to go to our calf raises next. So go ahead and stand either near a chair or near the wall. Of course, Diane was showing me last week how she can do this without any support. So if you're able to raise up on those toes and you want to practice your balance some more, we can do that as well. Otherwise, just hold on to the back of the chair, back of the couch. Keep your midline nice and strong. And then when you're ready, you're going to push to the balls of your feet, raising your heels up off the ground, lifting up through the midsection as well, up off the heels, relax all the way back down onto the heels. Push through the balls of the feet, raise up and relax down. Good. So Diane's got her hands on her hips as she does this. She has years of dance practice. Good, but nothing wrong with supporting yourself for balance. I know I feel a little bit wobbly with this one. Let's go between 2 and 3 more, pushing through the balls of the feet, raising up, relax down. See if you can also focus to squeeze your tush as you lift up. And 2, 1, and rest. Very good. If your water is convenient, go ahead and grab a drink and then meet back in the chair. We're going to go through that series one more time through, hopefully without losing the internet on the second time. All right. We're gonna go right back into those tib raises where we started. So sit tall, draw your abdomen in, hands rest on the knees, and then when you're ready, you're keeping the heels down, lifting your feet, drawing the toes back towards you. So tib raises. Lift them up, set them down. Good, keeping the shoulders down out of the ears, breathing as you move. Anytime that you're like, oh, it's getting tough, just keep the feet down there for a couple of breaths. And then when you're ready to join us again, then you'll go back to it. So just working on some smaller muscles of the lower leg today. All those muscles are really key in supporting the arch of the foot and just supporting our, like absorbing the impact when we're walking. Let's go 2 to 3 more, up and down. And rest. Fantastic. Come on up for monster walks. The space relatively clear. Once again, for those monster walks, as you come back up to the feet, you're going to walk the feet wider than you normally do. Draw the abdomen in, come down in just like a little mini quarter squat. And now stepping very deliberately from the heel, rolling towards the ball of the foot, trying to really push off that big toe. Fantastic. Good. You could like growl if you want, make some funny sounds. If you do feel solid to go backwards, now the opposite, focus the foot, ball of the foot, roll down into the heel. So set the toe into the foot, onto the heel. Very good. Try to keep the eyes up. Really look straight ahead. Got another 20 seconds here. Really keep pushing those knees out. The dogs are like, what is she doing? And then stepping back. And 3, 2, 1, rest those arms down. Good job. Coming back to center, we have our sway steps next. So just kind of take a break for a second, standing nice and tall. And then when you're ready, you'll start to walk the feet out again, about hip width apart, slightly wider than the hips. Raise those arms up to the sides, drawing up through your middle. You'll sway your body towards one side, either point through the toe, keeping it on the ground, or you can come onto one leg if you feel secure. Breathe in as you come back to both feet in the middle, lift up, come to that other side. Holding for 1, 2, or 3 seconds, and then we're down and up to the other way. Fantastic. Breathe in as you come down, exhale as you lift up. Lifting up out of the hips, shoulders down out of the ears. Very nice. About 15 seconds left. I go between 2 and 3 times each direction. Over and up. Good, really pulling in through the center, really squeezing those shoulders back behind you. Good, let's go one more time each direction. Lifting up. Stay playful with it, keep it fun. Trying to maintain our youthful energy. And I forget if I said that was the last one or this is our last one for sure. Down and up and shake it out. Good job. All right, we got our walk the line or balance beam practice next. So we'll center in on our best Simone Biles, Nadia Comaneci, whoever your favorite gymnast is. Draw the belly in, soft bend those knees, reach those arms out to the side. And then when you're ready, placing the heel as close as you can to the toe in front of you. And you'll feel here, you got to keep your center of balance right over top of your feet. Yep. As long as you know that there's nothing on the floor you're going to trip on, then keep your eyes up looking straight ahead. If you feel like you want that extra challenge, you can walk the line backwards or simply turn around. When you're walking backwards, it's the opposite, where you're going to place the toes down, ball the foot, and then roll into the heel. Very good. Anytime you need, rest those arms down, shake them out. We'll go about another 20 seconds here. A couple steps, a few steps forward on each leg.
Try doing it with your eyes closed. Boy, I almost fell over.
Oh yeah, that's a hard one. If you do close the eyes, it's going to make it very challenging. So I recommend looking at something straight ahead, and then you're like, unless you're like, I really am ready for that challenge. All right, once you get back to where you started, go ahead and shake it out. Round 2 of our calf raises. So either using a chair, a wall to stabilize, or simply holding the hands on the hips if you're fantastic at this balance. Check in with your feet. We want all the toes pointing straight forward. Soft bend the knees, and then when you're ready, you're gonna raise up. Lift them up off the heels, pushing the balls of the feet, and then make sure you come all the way back down to the foot firmly planted. As you lift up, see if you can squeeze your bum and controlling down. Good. Very nice. Raising up not just through the feet, pushing down through the toes, but also drawing up through the belly, shoulders back. Very nice. Got about another 20 seconds here. If you need to take a break, you can also rest on your feet a little bit longer before you come back up into that next rep. You need to breathe, doing great. Making sure you don't lock out the knees. Sitting back into the heels, raise up. Good, maybe one more, down, up, and rest. Good job. Stay where you are. If you are freestanding, don't have anything to push against, go to a wall, use the back of the couch. We're gonna do a little stretch for the calf. So let's take your right leg, step it back, start on the ball of the foot, and then roll back into the heel. And your left leg is gonna be foot flat, shin vertical. And you can just push into the wall, push into the chair, get a nice stretch in the lower leg, back of the calf. And then ever so slightly, trying to keep your heel on the ground, you can bend the knee of that trail leg in just very gently. Then you'll extend the knee, gently bend it in. We'll do that about 3 to 5 times. Extend. And you just feel the stretch a little bit lower in the calf. A couple more. And back. Good job. Go ahead and switch legs. Walk your right leg in. Step the left back. Make sure that right heel is firmly planted. Starting on the ball of the foot in the back leg and then trying to lower that heel down. Good. Eyes up, chest up. You can push off the wall. Push off the chair. Give it a minute for that lower leg to lengthen. Once it feels like it's starting to lengthen, then you can gently bend the knee. Lowering it down. Extending it out. 3 to 5 times there. Again, I'm trying to keep that healing contact as I just ever so gently lower that knee 1, 2, 3 inches towards the floor. And then I extend the knee back out. Good. It's great, crew. And out. Last time. Very good. Go ahead and walk it in. Shake it off for a second with the arms. And now we're going to use that wall or that chair to stretch that mid back. Here comes our train. I'll try to get my description in before it gets too loud. Soft bend the knees, draw the belly in. You'll place the hands down, and then you're going to lower your head between your arms, making sure that you don't overarch that mid back, or low back rather. So soft bend the knees. Invite the heart and chest to come a little closer to the floor. And then breathe here as this train goes by. Breathing into the back. Exhale, lower down. Keep that head and neck neutral. Draw that chin in. 2 more breaths, and then we'll come on out. Good. When you're ready, go ahead and walk the feet in. Grab a drink and meet me in the chair. We're going to do a couple stretches from seated, and then we'll come up for our second circuit. I don't recommend setting the chair on your foot. It doesn't feel very good. All right, get a drink of water. Very good. Let's go ahead and open up the hips a bit more, starting with our windshield wipers. Walk the feet out a little bit wider than you normally would sit. And then you're going to come up onto the balls of the feet, lower the knees to one side, up and across to the other side. Just imagine you're on the balls of the feet and just your legs are kind of like windshield wipers, just trying to get a little bit of external and internal rotation through your hips. Yep, not pushing into any kind of a pain pattern, just some mobility. Very good. Next, walk the feet back in so the feet are flat on the ground. We're going to do our forward fold from seated. Hands on the knees to start. Draw the belly in, and then you're going to slide down, reaching for your ankles, drawing the chin in. just far enough to get a gentle stretch into that mid back or that low back area. Once you feel that gentle stretch, try to see if you can hold it for about 3 cycles of breathing. In through the nose, breathing into the back, out through the mouth. A couple more times there. On that next inhale, making your way back up. Very good. And then we're going to go our glute stretch next. So from here, interlace the hands, lift up one leg. You're going to try to cross that foot over the opposite leg. Then you'll readjust the hands to the outer part of the knee. Sit up as tall as you can and then hug the knee in, drawing the shoulders back as you do so. We're going to hold 20 seconds here. Great time to close the eyes. You can add a gentle twist to it if you'd like. As you pull that thigh across, if you're pulling it towards your right side, you want to look over your left shoulder. Breathing in, trying to lengthen and sit a little bit taller. Breathing out, see if your body wants to stretch just a hair more. When you're ready, go ahead and set that foot down, and we'll go same thing on the other side. Sitting tall, grabbing onto the knee, crossing the foot over, adjusting the hands out just slightly to the outside of the knee. From there, as you sit tall, now you'll pull the leg, think about it like diagonally across the body. And you can just ever so gently give a little bit of a twist to it, looking over the shoulder of the side that you're hugging that leg in. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more breath here. When you're ready, go ahead and release that leg. All right, fantastic. We've got about a 12 to 15 minute circuit coming up next. We're going to start with some squatting. When we stand up, we're going to open up our hips and then we'll go into that circuit. So I guess we're going to stretch to get ready for that squatting. I'm going to show everything without any weight except for when we get to that bent over row. If you do want to hold some weights with your squats, you're more than welcome to do so. All right, but first we're going to open up those hips a bit more. So you're going to stagger your feet. If we're mirroring each other, you would set your left foot back behind, have your right foot forward. We're going to be doing our little hip shift here. Arms, you can either raise them up to overhead or you can choose to cross them over your shoulders. If you're crossing over the shoulders, really think about lifting those elbows as you lift the chest. Rock the hip forward, squeeze the glute, and now turn your torso towards your front leg. Eyes up, chest tall. Try to squeeze the booty of that trail leg, really opening up the front of those hips. And when you're ready, go ahead and unwind your body. We're going to go same thing other side. Left foot steps forward. Now the right foot steps back. Either arms up or arms over the shoulders. Either way, if they're over the shoulder, elbows up. Shift the hips forward. Squeeze the glute of that trail leg and now turn towards your left, or if that's the foot that's forward. Eyes up, chest up. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more breath. And come undone. Very good. All right. If that feels like a pretty good stretch for you, you can stick with that. Repeat it. If you want to go deeper into that quad, now we'll try to come onto that one leg, grabbing the foot, working towards that quad stretch. This is a tough one, so be patient. We're trying to grab the foot, pull the heel towards the glute, keeping a soft bend in that support leg. Yeah. And as you're holding on, think about lifting up out of the hips so you don't have those hips dropping down to the side. 10 more seconds here if you can hold it, keeping that stretch subtle. 2, 1, and release that foot. Good job. In between sides, kind of give a little bit of a break. We'll circle the hips once again. There you go. We'll go the other way, circling them the other direction. All right, super job. And then we'll balance out the body with our quad stretch or that hip opener on the opposite side. So set the foot down, lift up, take your time trying to grab that opposite foot. Good. Eyes up, chest up, hips level. Good, another 10 seconds if you can hold it. Very nice. And 3, 2, 1. If you're still holding that foot, go ahead and set it down. All right, getting ready for our squats. So if you know your squats, you don't need to hold on, then just go ahead and you can work them without any support. Knees push out, feet stay planted. If you're building confidence with your squat, feeling a little bit tired in the legs today, hold on with that upper body. Your feet are going to be about hip width apart, just a gentle toe out. And then anytime you're ready, you're going to keep your feet planted, send your hips back, all the while keeping your chest tall. And then you drive down, pushing straight down into the floor to stand. I either hold on with my arms, chest up, eyes up, knees push out, drive down through the legs, keeping the knees out through the whole time. Good. Very nice. Moving with control, standing with confidence. Halfway through, about another 30 seconds to practice. Come take a little bit closer look. Heck yeah, great job. Sinking down, 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 reaching out. Very nice. Good, Laura. You could probably bring your toes in just slightly, like maybe not quite so much a toe out. Yep. You got it, Diane. Maybe one more rep here, crew. Nice, Shirley. Good reach with the upper body. Standing tall and shake it out. Good. Next, it's going to be either that step over the imaginary hurdle or practicing the lateral steps, whichever is feeling best for you. Again, if you're like, I feel a little bit unstable, then balance yourself. We're going to step up and over and back. This is also a balance exercise because we're coming onto that one foot. You don't have to reach it high. If you're like, man, I don't quite feel ready for that, you can work your side step without the hurdle. Otherwise, we'll practice about another 30 seconds, up and over and back. I'm holding my arms out to the side to help with that balance. But if the shoulders start to get tired, you can rest them down. Drawing everything up as you lift up and over and down. Good, about another 10 seconds. Really push through that big toe on the side that's supporting you as you step over. And 2, 1, and rest. Very nice. All righty. If you are confident in that good morning posture where you're in that slightly bent over position, you can go a bent over row here where you hold that bent forward position and row throughout. I'm going to wait till rounds 2 and 3 to have that be the exercise I'm doing. And those of you that are like, I'm still working on my confidence in that position, then join me in practicing the good morning. So either a bent over row, hold that bent position, or arms over the shoulder, elbows up. Join me here for the good morning. So when you're ready, either way, long spine, bowing forward, chin in, lifting those elbows as you hinge forward, push through the feet, squeeze the glutes as you stand tall in the good mornings. Good. Doing great, Laura, with that bent over position. Yeah. I lift my arms, rest down a little bit as I stand tall in those good mornings. And then we'll go one more time, lifting those elbows up, setting those hips back. Good job, Shirley, elbows up. And take a rest. Very good. If you were using a weight for that bent over row, go ahead and set it down. Next, we're going to practice our cross crawl motions, starting with our march and punch. So bring your arms up to the sides, walking those feet in. And when you're ready, we're going to lift one leg, punch the opposite arm. Good. It's kind of a really good practice to almost try to make it a pause march, where as you lift up and punch, you try to hold that position for just a moment. Lift up, hold, and then rest it down. Trying to exhale with that punch. Good. You'll challenge that balance more if you hold that position for a moment. Same thing we practiced on that lateral step over. Really try to push that big toe down on the side that's supporting you. Lift up through the center. Let's go one more. Push that toe down, lift up and punch. Nice job. All right, grab a drink. That's cycle 1. We're going to go through it twice more. Before we jump into round 2 of the squats, let's add a little bit of a stretch to it. We'll do our cross body side stretch where one hand reaches across, other hand reaches overhead, and then we switch, kind of swaying through the feet just a hair. Wonderful. So gentle sway, reach one hand up, opposite hand across. Very good. We'll go about 2 to 3 times more on each side. Just a gentle shift of the feet. Feels good. Lengthen through that side body as you reach up and across. Beautiful. All right, getting ready for round 2 of our squatting practice. So again, you can either hold on with the upper body or you can reach out with the upper body. I'm going to show the reach this time. If anybody wants to hold some weight, feel free to take a dumbbell, either one in each hand or one underneath the chin. Otherwise, just a gentle toe out. Check in with the feet, and we're gonna reach those arms out. If you're not holding on to any weight, send those knees wide, keeping the chest as tall as you possibly can. Shoulders back and down, feet planted. Very good. Diane, bring your right foot a little bit more forward with the toes. Yep. Sometimes if we get too far out with that toe angle, it puts the knee in not an ideal position. That looks better. Very nice. We are 30 seconds in. Take another 30 seconds to practice. Great job, Shirley. Way to keep those eyes and chest up. Good. You got it, ladies. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Drive those heels straight down. Good. Diane, see if you can get just a hair deeper and still feel strong. Maybe one more time. Coming up on our minute. Reaching back. Fantastic. And stand. Good work. If you were holding a weight, go ahead and set your weights down. We have our lateral step, option of the step over next. Moose was going to be my perfect example if he was going to stay on the mat, right? Because what happens, sometimes we've got a dog on the floor. Sometimes we got to step over. Or if you're getting in and out of the bathtub, you got to step up and over that bathtub. So really push that big toe down. Practice your balance as you lift that knee up and over, moving with control. Very good. It's also a great opener for those hips. You can also practice this range of motion. You feel a little bit unstable, you can support that upper body just like when we do our calf raises. Then you can get the benefit of the range of motion, lifting the knee as high as you can and reduce your risk of falling as you do so. So let's go about one more time, over and back. Knee as high as you can, lifting the foot as well. And take a rest. Great job. All right, coming back for that good morning with the option of the bent over row. If you are going to do the bent over row, just hold a nice light weight, nothing that's going to be super heavy. As you stand tall, draw the belly in, rock the hips back. With a soft bend in the knee, you're going to bow forward, sending the hips back. Keep the weight relatively close. Draw the belly in, and then you're rowing that weight up and in. Squeeze the elbows, so both arms together. Anytime your back starts to feel tired, you can always stand up, give it a break. And then if you feel like you can come back in, come back in. We'll practice this another 20 seconds. Reaching forward, drawing those elbows up and in. Nice. I'm going to come a little bit closer again. Yep, midline strong. Good. Doing the single arm, that works too. Nice. If you were doing a single arm, go ahead and switch. Give your touches on that opposite arm. Diane, if you're doing both together, just come up and take a break whenever you're ready. Good. I've just got Shirley and Laura working one arm at a time. So get a couple more touches on your second arm. Very nice. There you go, Diane. Just a couple more reps if you'd like. And 3, 2, 1. That should make you about even on both sides. Go ahead and come on up. We're going to go back to our cross crawl next with our march and punch. And I'll give you the option if you want to do the knee to the opposite elbow for the second 30 seconds. Make sure you're not going to trip on anything. So starting with that march and punch, remember last round we did that pause where we tried to hold that position. You felt like you kind of have a good hold on that movement. If you want to move a little bit faster, oops, make sure you're not going to lose your balance like I just about did. You have to move a little bit faster. Lift the knees, lift the foot and toes. Try to keep those hands right about shoulder height. Good. Stay a little bit higher at the hands there, Shirley. Yep. Right up about the shoulder. That's better. Fantastic. Exhale with that punch. Good. That's our first 30 seconds. You can either rest or hand the opposite leg. If you want the hardest version, it would be knee to that opposite elbow. Or we can go straight arm, straight leg. You either keep the feet on the ground. If you're like, man, I've really challenged my balance a lot this session, then just hinging forward, reaching across. Good. Squeezing the glutes, standing tall. We'll go about another 10 seconds here. Shoulders back and down, bowing forward, reaching across. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, that's round 2. I'm going to take you through a third series of that. You need to take a break. Our last circuit, just to kind of prepare you, because I did not speak to it at the start of class. We're going to be down on the floor working our low back and glutes for the last series. So floor, couch, bed, whatever will work for you. In the meantime, let's go a little toe touch stretch, and then we'll get into our third and final series. Soft bend those knees, hands on the thighs, draw that belly in as you slide down, reaching for the toes. Hold strong in your legs, hold strong in your midline, and trying to just breathe into the back of the ribs. On that next breath in, make your way back up to standing. All right. So be our third and final time through practicing your squats. If you want to hold a little bit of weight, I recommend holding the weight up underneath your chin. And then instead of reaching your arms out, you'll reach your elbows up as you lower down. So set those feet about hip width apart. You're still welcome to hold on if that's best for you. When you're ready, either arms up or elbows up, or hold on. Keep those feet planted. Sitting the hips back, keeping those eyes up, controlling down. Should have that whole foot in contact with the ground, driving straight down, standing tall. Very good. Yep. Reaching back, standing tall. Great work, everyone. Down and up. Yep. A little bit of a glare, so I want to be able to see a little bit better. Nice job, Laura. Good job. Looking up, and you kind of have your elbows back as you squat down. See if you can allow those elbows to come forward. Yes, that's better. Fantastic. You're doing great, Diane. Nice, Shirley. Reaching, reaching, reaching. We have 10 seconds left. 1 or 2 more reps. Nice and strong. Reaching back. Fabulous. And rest. Great job. Lateral step or lateral step over. Remember, if this is a hard exercise for you and you want to get the most benefit, it may be best to hold on with your upper body, and then you can get a bigger range of motion through your hips, lifting that knee up and over. And remember when we did those Tib raises, lifting the foot, activating the front of the shin. Good job. We'll go another 20 seconds here. Up and over and back. Yep. Fantastic. Up and over and back. Nice. Holding strong through the midline. Do one more time. Over and back and rest. Super. All righty. Let's go to those bent over rows. And I'm just going to show it with a single arm because that seems to be the best version for those that we have here live. So we're going to work one arm at a time, take a little less strain off the back. You'll have a soft bend the knees, support down with one hand, grab the weight in the opposite arm. And then when you're ready, we're going to go 30 seconds on each side, reaching forward, draw that elbow high. Good. Breathe in as you reach forward. Exhale as you draw that elbow up and back. If you come all 3 days, there's a good chance you'll see this version again this week, but that is okay. It's a great exercise for that mid-back, for the shoulders, also the midline. Let's get about 2 more cycles on this arm. Good. And when you're ready, let's set it down. Let's stand up in between for 10 seconds. Shake it out. And then we'll finish it out on the opposite arm. Wide handprint. Place that hand down. 2, 1. Here we go. Same thing, opposite arm. Head and neck neutral. So you want to be looking straight forward at the hand or the floor. We want to keep that lower spine as flat as we can. So we draw the belly in. Exhale as you draw the elbow up. Inhale as you reach forward. Good. 10 seconds. Ensuring you don't have the knees extended. So just a soft bend through your knees. And 2, 1, and rest. Very good. March and punch, and then we're going to make our way to the floor. So if you need to do anything to set up, to get ready to get down, you can go ahead and do that now. Otherwise, join me for this march and punch. Arms up to the side, standing tall, breathing out as you punch across, lifting the knee, lifting the foot and toes. Good. We're going to do this version only for the cross crawl in this round so that we have time to get our exercises down on the ground. Really lifting up. Good. Great punch, Shirley. Nice, Diane. Knee is nice and high. Let's go about 1 more on each arm. And rest. Fantastic. I invite you to take a drink. And then when you're ready, you're going to make your way down to the floor. I'm giggling at the moose dog here, splayed out. Put wood chips all over my sweatshirt. Got a little mess to clean up after class, so that's okay. He's got a whole pile of aspen branches that came down from the cabin, and he's been loving those. Alrighty. So whatever you need to do to lower yourself down, oftentimes it helps to use a chair. Once you get down there, we're going to come onto your back. Just clear the space here. Let's see what's in there. That didn't work. Alrighty. So slowly lower down onto the back. We don't need any weights. Once you get down here, check in with how you're lying. So see, you're going to roll to one side, kind of pull your shoulder blade back and down, then roll to the opposite side, adjust that shoulder back and down so you can have a nice broad chest position. Now the head tends to be extended where the neck tends to kind of arch more than we need. If you can, lift your head, draw your chin in towards your chest, and that will have your upper neck in a better position. Now we'll check in with the lower back. See if you're kind of arched that low back. If you can lift your hips, draw the belly in towards the spine and just readjust a little bit so you're a little bit flatter through the low back. All right, the first thing we're going to practice is our abdominal draw. So we're going to practice making that arch by rolling the hips forward, and then I'm going to roll the hips back, drawing the belly into the spine and flattening my low back onto the floor. You're trying to hold that position with the low back onto the floor, kind of clenching the muscles of your pelvic floor as if you were trying to stop your strain of urine. And all the while you're doing that, you're trying to not hold your breath. Anytime you need, you just rest. Let the hips rock forward a little bit. Allow that slight arch in the low back. And then whenever you're ready, you're going to go there again. Abdominal draw, rock the hips back. Trying to breathe. You should feel your abdomen push out as you create that brace for the low back. And trying to hold that posture as you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Squeezing the muscles of the pelvic floor. We're going to have 3 cycles of this, and on the later rounds, I'll introduce to you a heel drag that you can do as well. And when you're ready, go ahead and release and rest. All righty. Next, we're going to walk the feet just a hair wider. And what we did from seated earlier, we're going to do here on the ground now are windshield wipers. So you're going to bring both legs towards one side of the mat, then back to neutral, and then both legs towards the other side of the mat. Go for about 3 times on each side. I just have my arms splayed out to the side. My head is resting down. Again, just some gentle external and internal rotation through the hips. Try to breathe in as you pull them back to neutral and a gentle exhale as you lower them to one side. Go ahead and even yourself out on both sides. If you remember where you started, And then next, we're gonna walk the feet back in just a little bit so they're still hip width apart. And then when you're ready, we're gonna start our bridge. So similar to that abdominal draw, you're gonna rotate the hips back and now push through your heels and start to lift your hips off the ground. So I start to raise my hips off the ground, squeeze in the glutes, and then I'll gradually lower them back down, trying to think about one segment at a time, bringing the hips back to the floor. The whole time, you want to keep the knees pushing out and the feet in contact with the ground. Push through your feet, squeeze the back side of your body as you come into that bridge, and then nice and control as you lower down. A couple of things that we're looking to avoid: pinching in the low back or the front of the hips. So try to think about lengthening as you raise your hips up. And if you do start to get a pinch in the front of the hips, just don't go quite as far. And then nice and slow as you come down. We've got about 15 seconds left. 1 or at most 2 reps. It's our first of 3 rounds, all the way up. And then nice and controlled as you come down. Good. Once you come back down, just give it a rest. We're going to go double knee to chest next, hugging both legs in towards your chest and gently rock your body side to side. Great time to close the eyes. You're just pulling your lower body into a little ball, keeping your head back and rocking side to side. All right, we're going to do that twice more, going back to our abdominal draw. This time, as you draw the abdomen back, if you feel strong in that posture, now you can take this heel of one foot and start to slide it out, making sure the hips don't roll away. And then you'll slide it back, holding nice and strong, resting when needed. Draw it back, slide it out. We'll go 30 seconds on one side, and then we'll switch. So if you have already started, that's okay. Otherwise, we'll start together right about now. Draw the belly in, pushing that low back into the floor, either holding there, or if you want to slide one heel, nice and controlled, sliding it out, sliding it back. You can give yourself a little pause in between. You're probably going to get just about 2 to 3 and 30 seconds, moving with slow and controlled. Great time to close the eyes and just feel your body move, feel your body breathe. When you finish that heel slide, if that's your choice, go ahead and switch legs. Second 30 seconds, I'll do the same thing with the other leg, sliding that heel down. Trying to keep that low back in contact with the floor. Try to engage the muscles of the pelvic floor as if you're trying not to go to the bathroom. And then all the while you're trying to do all that, avoid holding the breath. So just some steady breathing. Good. Go ahead and finish that rep with the heel slide and rest. All righty, just take a moment to rest. We're going to go into our glute bridge next. So notice if your neck started to come back into a more extended position, you can lift that head again, draw the chin back into the chest, and then when you're ready, with the feet hip width apart, knees pushing out, gradually start to raise those hips off the ground. As the hips come a little bit higher, you can pull that chin down to the chest a bit more, get a nice stretch for the back of the neck. Otherwise, we're just nice and controlled, hips up, hips down, trying to move just one segment at a time through the back. As you raise them up, pushing the knees out, and gradually lowering on down. Go to right about halfway. I'm going to come a little bit closer, see who I can see here. Good. Diane's working those heel slides. Good. We're working the bridges, but no problem if maybe you're just at a different spot. Looks great, Laura. Yep. Nice. 15 seconds left here. A couple more times. Yep. These are the exercises that are really great to do. I know we don't get down on the ground a whole lot in this class, but trying to do it a little bit more. Very nice. Go ahead and finish that last rep and rest. We're gonna do a little bit of stretching before we go into a third and final round. So if you can, stay there on your back. You're gonna take your right leg, similar to when we were seated, grab on just in front of the knee, grab onto the shin, and hug that leg in towards the chest. You can either keep that left foot bent, or if you want to extend the left leg, you can extend that left leg out. As you hug that right leg in, go ahead and roll the ankle around. 5 to 8 circles each direction. You want to actively be pulling that right knee towards your right shoulder. You'll get a little bit of an opening in the inner thigh. If you haven't switched directions on the ankle, go ahead and rotate the other way. And then we're going to switch legs. So setting that right foot down, drawing that left foot in, taking that hand in front of that left knee, drawing that knee in towards the chest. You can either keep the right leg bent or you can extend that right leg out, sliding the heel down. Good. When you're ready, roll the ankle around on the left. 5 to 8 circles one direction. Actively pulling that left knee towards that left shoulder and then switch directions when you're ready, rotating it the other way. Very good. Once you finish those ankle circles, if the leg was extended on the right, go ahead and bend it back up and in. We're going to go through our third and final series. So starting with the abdominal draw, think about where your hips are. You want to rock the hips back, drawing the belly in towards your spine. You can either just hold that position while you're breathing, clenching those muscles of your pelvic floor. If you want that extra challenge, include the heel slide, where you slide that heel out the whole time, holding that nice and strong through the belly. Sliding it back in. You can rest here as you'd like. Draw the belly in. If you choose to slide, we'll stay on that same side foot for 1 or 2 more reps. And be gracious with yourself as you do this. It's a lot of pieces to pay attention to. When you're ready, if you are doing those heel slides, go ahead and start to slide that opposite foot. So now you'll slide your left foot out, left foot back. If you're having trouble maintaining that contact at the low back, then don't worry about that heel slide. Just focus on the abdominal draw, drawing the belly in, rotating the hips back, pulling that lower spine into the floor. All righty. If you are doing those heel slides, go ahead and finish up with that last rep, and everybody rest. All right, final exercise before the last couple of stretches. Glute bridges one last time. So knees stay divided, arms come to the sides. When you're ready, start to rock the hips back, raise those glutes up, draw the chin in towards the chest, trying to lengthen through that lower spine. Squeeze the back of the body and then slowly lower on down. Very good. Push that big toe into the floor, full foot stays in contact, knees drive out. You can still focus on those muscles of the pelvic floor at the same time as the back of the body. So you're going to think about you're trying to stop yourself from going to the bathroom. All those muscles, you want to try to clench them a little bit, all the while still breathing. Good. We'll think about another 20 seconds here. Maybe 2 more reps. Raising up. Squeeze the back of the body. We're using this to activate our glutes and open the front of the hips. Fantastic. Breathe as you lift up this last time. And as you lower those hips down, it'll be our final time. Relax those hips down onto your mat. And then when you're ready, if it feels comfortable to do so, go ahead and hug both legs in for our double kneaded chest. Hug the legs in, gently rock side to side. Very good. If you have enough padding on your surface to do so, I'd like to take advantage of having you down on the floor and just nice and slow. You can release the legs, roll over onto your side, and then we're going to make our way onto hands and knees. I'm going to take you through a couple of cycles of cat-cow from hands and knees, or if you're like, that's not comfortable for me, then you can make your way up to seated. We just have a couple of stretches to finish. If you can come onto hands and knees, make a nice wide hand print, hand just underneath the shoulders. Knees should be just underneath the hips. And now as we exhale, we're going to push through our shoulders, draw the chin in towards the chest, draw the belly button in towards the spine. And as you inhale, lift the head, draw the shoulders back, and just a gentle arch into that lower back. We'll go between 3 and 5 times here. Breathing out, rounding forward, chin to the chest, pushing through those shoulders, and breathing in, gently lift the head and neck. 2 to 3 more times there. You also do this seated. If you are seated, you can do this on the lap, our angry cat, happy cat. Final time. If you are down on the floor, gradually make your way on up and join us in the chair to finish. If you're already in the chair, go ahead and grab a drink while the rest of us meet you there. All right, great session, everyone. We're gonna do a final seated twist and a couple of exercises for the breathing for our traps to finish it out. So if you're here in the chair with me, you can mirror me, taking your left hand to the right thigh. If you're comfortable to do so, go ahead and cross that leg over, sit up as tall as you can. Now, if you have a handle or an armrest on your chair, you can go ahead and push into that armrest or bring the hand to the shoulder, drawing this elbow back. So we're going to be looking over your right shoulder, breathing in, lengthening through the spine, breathing out, inviting your body into just a little bit more of a twist. 2 more breaths there. Breathe in, lengthen, sit up nice and tall. Try to turn the eyes as well, looking over that shoulder as far as you can. Final breath, in and out. Fantastic. Same thing, opposite side, sitting tall, hand to the opposite leg, crossing it over if you're able, either on the armrest, pushing into it, or hand to the shoulder. Drawing the shoulder blade up and back, turning the head, looking into the far corner of your yard or room, and some backward circles. In through the nose, lengthen through the spine, out through the mouth. Twice more there. And gradually relax. Very good. If the legs are crossed, uncross the legs, sit up nice and tall. And now our final 3 breaths together. So we're going to breathe in, raise those shoulders up and into the ears, and breathe out. Relax them down out of the ears. Good. Breathe in, joy, ease, comfort, peace. Exhale, stress, worry, frustration. Good. One more time. Breathe in, love, joy, and exhale, worry, concern, all the unknown. Fantastic. All right, friends. Thank you so much. Stay hydrated. Remember to find those little moments of peace. Maybe you find a beautiful flower. Maybe you got a bird making some noise in your backyard. Just treasure those little things. Try to let everything else go. All right. Take care. We'll see you next time.